Welcome everyone, this is Game Hero, and in this video I'm going to show you how, after more than a year, and with the help of a little dumb luck and a tip from a fellow YouTuber, I was finally able to make Dishonored 2 playable on the PC. For me and many others, the game engine's issue with frame pacing, or judder as it's also known, was so intense it's literally enough to make someone physically ill, and for me, I could barely make it a few minutes without getting sick. And this problem seems to be especially true on monitors with a refresh rate above 60 Hz. I'll get into why that may be the case a little later, but for now, let me show you what I'm talking about. So as you've probably been able to see by the gameplay recording I've had running, anytime I pan the camera there is a constant judder no matter which way I look, but seems to be especially noticeable when panning in a diagonal direction. If this doesn't show up well in the recording, I apologize, but I can assure you it's very noticeable. Anyone else who's experiencing the issue knows exactly what I'm talking about. It was enough to make the game completely unplayable for me, as it hurts my eyes and literally turns my stomach. So that's a major issue, but another problem is the bizarre, incredibly floaty, and constantly fluctuating camera controls. This problem is a little difficult to demonstrate over recording, but I'll point you toward a perfect example in just a sec. Both of these problems are fortunately completely fixable though, but I can't take credit for both solutions and will give credit where credit is due. So, first let's start with the frame pacing. This fix is so simple that I was kicking myself for not thinking of it. I actually only discovered it by complete accident when the DisplayPort cord for my G-Sync monitor crapped out on me. And because I didn't have a spare, the only other cord on hand was a regular old HDMI cable, so I used it. As you probably already know, HDMI is restricted to a maximum of 60 frames per second, but because this game engine is so tied to frame rate, having the monitor at a native 60 Hz was all the game needed to display correctly. And just like that, voila, no more judder. Such a major problem, and that's all it took to fix, a damn HDMI cable. So just be sure to use one while you play this game and you're set. Now, with the frame pacing problems out of the way, I thought I was good to go, only for this game's poor optimization to smack down my hopes once again. And now it was the floaty camera controls that were the problem. This is where the fellow YouTuber comes in. Foop Johnson found a fix for this by digging into the game's config files and finding a single value that, when changed, completely eliminates this problem for mouse and keyboard users, though sadly not for those using a gamepad. I should point out that I'd only ever played Dishonored games with a gamepad until now, and after using mouse and keyboard on this one, I'll never go back to a gamepad again. So anyway, Foop Johnson was kind enough to give me permission to use his fix in this video, but first I want to point out that if you want a more thorough explanation and demonstration of this problem, I strongly recommend you check out his video and his channel, both of which are linked in the description box below. And now with that covered, I'm going to show you how to get rid of the floaty camera controls courtesy of Foop Johnson. First, start by going into your file explorer. Then go to this PC, local disk C, users, your name, click on saved games, Arcane Studios, Dishonored 2, base, and then click on the Dishonored 2 config file. I have Notepad++, but the regular Notepad will work just fine. Now press Ctrl F on your keyboard and it'll bring up a search. Now type in the word clamp and then click Find Next. It'll bring you to this value here, G mouse clamp, and then the value is 360. All you have to do, change this value to 180, file, save, and then exit out. And really, that is it. Now you may notice after getting back into the game that the camera sensitivity has been greatly increased. If that's the case, just go into the keyboard settings and turn that down to your liking. But you'll also notice that the floaty camera controls have been completely eliminated. So between Foop Johnson's fix that I just showed you and using the HDMI cable, this game has become 100% playable for me, other than a few frame drops in some busy areas in the game, which seems to be the case for everyone anyway. And that is that. Now I hope you found this video informative, and if these tips and tricks helped you as much as they helped me, then don't forget to drop a like on your way out, and maybe even subscribe if you're feeling up to it. But with that, I am out of here. Hope to catch you on the next one.